Hello, we're back with another Sunless Skies episode. I am Pat for Gaming Fix, and we are about to head off down to Port Avon to drop off our fugitive traveler. Let's jump right into it. We already set up in terms of supplies and fuel. I got that hull upgrade now, so I feel a little more secure. You know what? And actually, I think we're going to go down this way and see if we can find another, get this blob explored a little bit more. Kind of find that little pathway through to Port Avon. If it exists. I don't know. It might not. Scamps narrow. Scamps. So we'll cut down this way. Oh, we got to level up. I forgot about that. Choosing a facet. So I think I actually want to increase my veils a bit and maybe also my hearts. So I'm going to pick the smoggy streets. You spent much of your youth in the hard end of London where the gas lamps are scarce, the prospects bleak, and the people as flinty as the cobbles. How do you like it there? You were at home. I'm going to say you despised it. Not just for the stats, but also I think I like it. Only your dreams of something better kept you going. As you saw an opportunity to make a new life for yourself, you jumped at it. You haven't looked back. How many? What is it? 20 is the max level. Okay. So we're level 5. Seems like you gain a level every hour or so if you're doing stuff. This is cool. It probably gets harder as it goes. I'm sure I need more experience now than I did. Maybe another 1,000 each level. Excuse me. Oh, beautiful woods around Avon. I like this area. I say that every time we come here. We've come here a lot recently, but that's okay. I'm okay with being repetitive. Just a bit repetitive. And you smell behind the coal and the oil the green unlikely scent of apples. Never gets old. Oh, I need to try that new gun I bought too. See what the pattern looks like. Okay, so Quiet Day in Port Avon. It's always worth it to buy some fuel. And then I gotta drop off the settler. You're here! They have arrived at their destination. Whether or not they still wish to be here is another matter entirely. You brought her where she wanted to go, despite her criminal past. She tips her hat and disembarks and deposits a heavy purse into your hands. She whistles a jaunty tune as she makes her way through the station. I want to host a tea party. The locals are still essentially British. They cannot resist the smell of tea. They enter nervously like stray cats approaching an unexpected bowl of milk. As you pour, one attempts tentative conversation about the weather. You express amazement. Soon he is relaxed enough to risk actual opinion. You smile to your cup. You are one of them now for a little while. They like me there. Just write our port report. Were it not for talk of smugglers and sky beasts, you could easily confuse this place for a village on the world you left behind. It's quite peaceful here, apart from some fuss over a newspaper delivery. The villagers frown and change the subject when you ask about it. Let's go to Nowhere Inn while we're here. Read a work of speculative... appreciate an amount of cider. I'm going to try this. Success. Great. The taste is so sweet, so appley, so... just clears your terror. So heart-twangingly, breath-catchingly nostalgic that it would be easy to miss the kick. What a dangerous little beverage. You drink judiciously and only allow yourself one more mug. Every sip reminds you of a world that is lost somewhere at the far end of the universe. Huh, speak to a short-sighted cryptozoologist. This sounds like it's up my alley. Oh, Blemigan. Blemigans are interesting. She perches on a stool in the corner, staring at a map of the Reach. Must have taken a wrong connection at New Winchester. A tiny figure weighed down by 2 backpacks and a heavy duffel coat looks through thick glasses at her map and then up at you. Excuse me, I need passage. I don't suppose you could help me. I'm on the trail of unusual beasts. I can pay you for your time. Where does she need to go? Hybris! She beams the short-sighted cryptozoologist. She leans in conspiratorially, knocking over every glass on the table. They say there's a colony of singing Blemigans there, you know? Little mushrooms with teeth. I'm a huge fan of their poetry. I'd love to hear what they sing about. Yeah. Sounds good to me. I gotta see. The pub is out of scrumpy. The barman blames a creature, a cross between a mushroom and a jellyfish. It's always sat in the bar. Blemigans. Who does this creature belong to? Bellows a man, fuchsia with rage. The Blemigan points at his grizzled members of his species, most of whom were left behind in the neath. The fuchsia gentleman roars in fury. Between bellows, the truth emerges. The Blemigan is no one's pet, and far worse, no one will admit responsibility for its tab. The Blemigan is unconcerned with the tumult. It nods its cap at you with grim respect, then flops a tendril into a mug of stout that stares bleakly through the window. Yeah, we'll settle its bar tab. The Blemigan is looking to sign on for one last journey. If you settle its tab, it'll join your locomotive. Oh, it's a mascot. Cool. As the fuchsia gentleman inflates for a particularly prolonged diatribe about ill-mannered captains and their disorderly pets, the Blemigan climbs onto the bar to consider your face. It likes what it sees. With a sound like a shoe being pulled from a swamp, the Blemigan finishes its drink. It clambers up your arm until it reaches your shoulder, from where it directs you to the door. It is experienced in surviving the cold of the heavens and the heat of those too cowardly to traverse them. It respects you, and it will serve you well. Great. So... Oh, it's an officer mascot. Cool. Yeah, great. I'm into that. Your Republican Voyager perches on the back of a chair of the bridge is gazing through one of the stained glass windows. Is it bored, awestruck, searching for something? Prod your Blemigan. Just as your hand closes on the Blemigan, it reaches a tendril out and gently bats your arm away. None of that it conveys, as if he isn't even turned to face you. That's good. I like Blemigans. They're interesting. They show up and fall in London a lot. Off we go, I guess. I don't really need supplies yet, so... I guess there's an opportunity to talk down here. May as well take it. Starting to think we might hit Hybris first, and then snake around back up to Palmyra and Plenty's circus. I don't know. Make sure I got my port report too. Yeah, so I have 4 now. Incognito Princess is delighted. I had a doll's house this size, much prettier, of course. What's the deal? Oh yeah, Bronzewood was one of the things we need. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the hardships of solitude. They will fiercely defend their small territories, but occasionally welcome company and trade. You sat down beside a pockmarked homestead with a holey roof and cracked windows. Its inhabitants have struggled through a bad year and will find the next one worse. Totally. Yeah, that's worth it. I didn't check to see if Port Avon had any good deals, but I'm not going to worry about it. New bargains available. Okay. You know what? We should go check it, because they could have Bronzewood. And if they have Bronzewood at Port Avon, I should buy it. Not that I super have room for it, I guess. Maybe shouldn't have bought that extra fuel after all, even though I said there's never a reason not to. How much do I need? 5. Yeah, that's a lot. But let's see. Oh, they're selling Bronzewood here. They're buying it. I'm selling it to them. Right. That's good, because that means... Yeah, we'll clear that. I'll buy a supply. And that's nice because it's a pretty short trip between here and Hybris, and now we only need to sell, what, 4 more? So that's good. So we'll go to Polmir and Plenty's first. Check on those new deals, and then also pick up a port report there, and then go to Hybris. Probably snake around the scary route again. Excuse me. Incautious driver paces back and forth, clicking their tongue. It must have been the crash in the nature reserve. My father sent me there to take up a nice quiet job. I always did love botany. When they pulled me from the wreckage, I had new dreams to follow. Thought they were mine. Now how can I be sure? A new resolve washes over their face when they turn back, eyes sharp and sparkling with a flicker of emerald. Either way, I know where I have to go. Old Tom's well. Give me the wheel, Captain. I have an appointment to keep. Oh, so east of New Winchester. Okay. So in this blob up here. That's good to know. And gives us a good reason to explore some of this junk, because, I mean, we got to explore up here, and we got to explore down there, and then we've seen the Reach. Hi, Tackities. Reminds me I need to test my new gun, but I don't want to do it when I'm near them. Okay. So I wouldn't mind getting down to 4 fuel and 4 supplies to pick up that bronze wood. What are we at sovereigns wise now? 1431 again? Okay. Spores float by, carried on an aimless breeze. The Hybrian winds are gravid with fungus. Oh, I'm going up. I should go to the right. More Tackities. Looks like they're fighting something. Whoa. What is the deal over here? I don't want to fight you, if that's your concern. Always wanted to go to a circus. Mother said no. Poor people. Disease. The driver looks forlorn. Okay. We are here to see... Oh, so they have bronzewood for sale. I mean, if that's the case... They are the exports, the bronzewood exports. Okay. Well, I almost wonder if the thing that makes sense to do is to go down to Hybris and then swing back through here if they don't, because Hybris could have deals on bronzewood. So yeah, I'm gonna buy 1 supply. Oh shit, I need a port report. That's the main reason we stopped here. Big Top looms dramatically in the fog of the Reach, but it's not nearly as imposing as the massive obelisk floating nearby. Some enterprising soul has hung bunting between it. Yeah, it's the same one we got before. So now we're up to 5 port reports? Yeah. So once we get down to Hybris, maybe call it after we get down there, or after we finish the Bronzewood prospect. I don't know. So I guess, unfortunately, I'm going to need to go through Skeen again. I think that's the right way to go. Nilsson's Point. Yeah. And we're just going to avoid whatever is in that scary place. Van Zessenleist. We might have to come back through there too, which sucks, but it is what it is. Oh, good, gunfire. How does this work? Okay, cool. Good to know. I keep meaning to test fire that gun so I can understand how it works. We're going to hug that wall so we don't have to get near the Cthulhu face tentacle monster thing. Really wish there was just a way to cut down through so we didn't have to go all the way around. This is kind of a tedious trek to get down there. But that's okay. Ugh, don't mind me. Oop, don't want to crash. Was hoping I would, well, by the time I get back, maybe I'll be down to 4 fuel. Fungus is spooky and cool. That's for sure. Well, sounds like there's fighting happening in Faith's Fall. That's great. Tackities and Marauders. Celestial Behemoth. Fucking hell! Ugh. That's a big battle. Didn't know there were scribe scriveners down there too. Ugh. Ugh. Hate it. Well, but we snuck through it okay. Now I'm feeling like maybe I shouldn't go back that way given how many enemies there are there right now. But they're all focused on each other, so maybe that makes it easier. I don't know. Martyr Pose Metal. Meadow. Fatalistic Signalman shivers as if someone walked over his grave. This place is spooky. A fledgling colony trying to dig its fingernails deep enough into the spongy fungal fabric of the Reach. Yep. Crew requests a little R&R. Oh. Well, let's do this. Crew requests a little R&R. They follow you out into what passes for a meadow between livid mushrooms and oozing polyps. The silence of the place hangs heavily on you. Some of the crew attempt to break it with a ballad of the promised days. I'm going to search for bronzewood splinters. Yeah, cool. There's a free bronzewood. Most of the bronzewood splinters are rotten and unusable, and the tree is too sturdy to topple without more equipment. Fortunately, searching uncovers a piece that is polished and pristine. The crew carries it back to the engine, leaving the scraps behind. Okay, now... The colonists' houses are dark and there's no sign of a soul about. So we gotta write a port report for starters. Station Master professes ignorance. His manner is not improved in the absence of everyone else. There are new shades to the fungus. Indigo, crimson, jet. The trees have taken on a pallid hue. Spores cloud the air. Their silence is almost restful. Where is everyone? The pernickety factor is alarmed. This is very disagreeable. I was expecting to find people here. Disappearing like this is extremely rude. You split up and make a quick circuit of the village. You discover tables laid out for dinner, cold tea still in Ferdinand's pot. The notes, in large print, half written for the mayor's council meeting, laid out on his desk. Abandoned bowls bob forlornly in the shallows of the marsh. You find the pernickety factor near the station. She holds up a muddy tarot card. 10 of cats. How peculiar. Let's keep looking. Well, hunt for Blemmigans with the cryptozoologist, I guess. The cryptozoologist leads the way, following a melodic hum in the air. Soon enough, you find it in a pus-soaked hollow. A chorus of Blemmigans howl in perfect harmony. I can't see, whispers the cryptozoologist. I need to get closer. She sneaks towards them, but stealth is not one of her talents. They scatter. Wait, she calls, giving chase. I just want to record you. You leave her to her hunt. She seems happy enough. Cool. So search the colony. The marshes are wild, the spores unswept. Laundry sits in piles in the wash house, several shirts abandoned in the mangle. The town hall has been set up for a show. A broken mirror sits on the stage. You find an abandoned set of tarot cards before a gold-framed mirror. A playbill for Marzipan and Hallow, the wondrous wizards of glass, has been discarded amidst the slough of pillows. The pernickety factor makes a face. I hate to suggest it, but Polmir and Plenties might be able to shed some light here. They have a magician. Okay, we can go back there. We need to go back there anyway to buy bronzewood, so... Oh no, they have bronzewood here for cheaper. Great. Okay. So we need to deliver 4 more. We have 1. So I need to... Oh, there's nowhere to buy supplies now. Shoot. Well... I'm going to jettison a fuel, I guess. Hate to do it, but... Okay. So we have the bronzewood. Ugh. I guess we're going to go up. We're going to go around the north way. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? So we'll get up. We'll get up to Polmir's. Do that digging there, and then hit Port Avon and sell this bronzewood, and then we'll call it an episode. I don't know that the bronzewood prospect is really that great. Oh, you could mine bronzewood here, I bet. I really need to get a mining rig. I think it makes... I'm playing this... This playthrough is a wealth ambition playthrough. I really should buy that mining ship. Rather than the exploration ship, because mining would be a good way to build up that ambition. The thing I'm not sure about, though, is how the main quest works with relation to ambitions. Like, I feel like I should pursue the main quest. Yeah, y'all keep fucking fighting this thing. I don't want anything to do with it. Woo! Those Scriveners got shit. I feel like, from a role-playing perspective, if I'm role-playing, which, you know, I'm kind of role-playing, in terms of my actions in the game. I'm trying to kind of role-play what my character would do, being a wanting to get rich, former Londoner, you know. I feel like I have some honor. I would want to do the last request of my former captain and everything, you know. I would want to, like, honor that. But at the same time, I don't know how that interacts with the ambition in, like, if I retire this captain and I do 2 or 3 steps along that former captain story, am I then, when I get a new captain with a different ambition, does that mean that that captain is going to already have those steps completed? Or is it like... you complete that sort of main story quest, and then all that's left is to do the other ambitions. I just don't know how that plays into everything, I guess. Which, you know, that's why I should poke at it and try to do it. But it's definitely an interesting way to structure the story, because this game does not feel like a roguelike. Like, it has those elements in terms of like, okay, yeah, there's permadeath and you start a new character when your old one dies and everything. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like a roguelike because I don't feel like it's the sort of game where you like play for a little bit, die, and then try again and get a totally different run. I also feel like I kind of wish I had started with the save scumming option, because the idea of losing this captain, having everything reset, and not having to relearn the whole map and like do everything over again and redo all of these stories, if these are the same, if I'm going to see the same stories, seems not as fun to me as now. If you die or get a new captain, if things were to stay the same within your playthrough, that's different. So I got to do some research on how that works. Yeah. So I want to buy a couple supplies. And then we want to do these stories. Fire burns by the obelisk where newcomers mingle. None of them seems to know what drew them here, save that they had nowhere else they knew they should be. They trade stories and the last of the liquor from their flasks, finding solace here for reasons that they can't seem to explain. Who were they before they were called here? The broken, disavowed, the fugitives. Every visitor has their own story and a hole in their heart. A few demonstrate acts with which they hope to join the circus itself. Others talk of their plans to leave this place and resume their lives. Not today, but tomorrow or the day after that, perhaps. Yeah, so we can buy tickets again. Yeah. So attend another performance. 10 is barely any more populated than the last show. The ringmaster does his best, fixing a wide grin under his mustache as he introduces what passes for the acts. The humiliated magician's attempt to saw his assistant in half comes to an unfortunate end. High above, the bereaved acrobat again performs their half of the routine for a tiny amount of applause. Afterward, the pensive clown trips into the spotlight, dropping the balls he juggles. It's silent enough to hear them hit the floor. It ends when the headstrong strongwoman lifts a very large barbell over her head. She repeats this several times when the crowd's reaction isn't as enthusiastic as she'd have liked. The show ends with a smattering of reluctant applause. Okay. Speak to the ringmaster. Oh. Ringmaster looks relieved to see a familiar face. Oh, thank God. We've got a show to put on. One of my biggest acts is throwing a tantrum. No. He pauses, toying with his exquisitely managed mustache as he looks you up and down. I don't suppose you've ever considered stepping into the ring yourself. We have high iron. Let's go for a lion tamer. Whip in hand, you stare down the circus's one remaining lion. It makes it clear that when it comes to meat, there is meat that it respects and meat that it does not. Afterwards, the ringmaster claps you on the shoulder. Excellent. Well, terrible. Never do that again. But please, come and see me behind the tents. Got Sky Stories, which is what we need to talk to her more. We are going to go behind the tents. Beyond the performers and the permanent audience, the circus is deserted. Everyone keeps to their quarters unless they're practicing the show. Despite the calliope music, the mood back here is closer to that of a mausoleum. Oh, wait, I want to check something. I did get all of my... Cool, so we can talk to him, too. Ask the humiliated magician about Hybris, an abandoned magic show and a discarded playbill are all you have to go on. The humiliated magician sighs as he inspects your playbill. That pair of rogues? It would be an insult to chicanery everywhere to call them charlatans. His shoulders sink. I would know. He stands and walks over to a cabinet in the far corner of his caravan. He opens a small drawer and produces a slim, heart-shaped key. There's a locked suitcase in my old house on Port Prosper. It has a red door near the station. If you could fetch that for me, I should be able to help you. It has all my old paraphernalia. Cool. This is a bigger story, so go to Port Prosper next. Visit the Ringmaster's caravan. We may as well. Ringmaster is sat on a fat cushion, idly shuffling a worn pack of playing cards. He smiles wearily at you. I ask the cards about you. He draws from the top of the deck, sets them on the table. They say you can help. He then places them back onto the deck and bids you shuffle and draw for yourself. The cards are the same. He smiles the same weary smile. Looks like they haven't changed their minds. Ringmaster shuffles, cuts, and deals the cards. This is what work I can offer you. Repair magician's props. Reclaim the acrobat's twin. Accept a commission to purchase costumes for the clown. Post flyers for the strong woman. Let's start at the top. Repair the acrobat's props. Visit the reclusive carpenter in Port Avon. Great. We're headed there anyway. Ringmaster passes you an envelope addressed to a shop in Port Avon. We have a friend there who will do repairs for us. He deftly gathers his cards from the table. I wish we didn't have to rely on those bloody contraptions, but card and coin magic is too small to see from the upper rows. Cool. I like the idea of repairing the circus. That's pretty fun. So let's talk to the princess. Oh, we need Tales of Terror now, so, okay. Keep that in mind. Ask if he has seen enough of the Reach. As you stopped at each port in your journey, the signalman spoke with other signalers. He has filled a set of dog-eared notebooks and is now collating their contents into a book. He stiffens as you approach, as if you caught him doing something he shouldn't. People outside the trade don't understand how signaling works. Every port, every corner of the sky has its own signs and messages. It's a right mess. I've been cataloging them. The semaphores, the lamp languages, the badges, the passphrases. Not that anyone will ever read it. He puts the pages into his hold all, suddenly embarrassed. Anyway, I've been meaning to ask. Traveling has stirred up old memories. I'd like to visit a friend at London. Find her at the Steam and Sapphire Yards. She won't remember me, but I should try. So eventually we'll get to London. His mustache is stained with nicotine. His Isambard line uniform is neatly pressed. He always expects the worst, confident in the knowledge that he will still be disappointed. What brought him to an isolated signal box from far out in the wilds? It was fortune, I suppose. I tried to join the Navy, wanted to do my bit, so I got down to the recruitment office, sign all the papers, and answer all their questions. Halfway through the physical, the doctor just stops, packs his things away. I can't admit you, he says. Why not? I reckon I'll exercise a bit, try again in a few months, see? Your heartbeat's irregular, said the doctor. The first time a shell goes off within earshot, you'll drop dead. And that's how I learned I had a weak heart. Had to rethink my plans after that. Wow, that's good storytelling. Very good storytelling. So we're going to go back up to Port Avon. And then we'll call this semi-long episode. Really getting into the meat of how this story works, though, and I like that. That's very cool. I am now getting more and more nervous about the prospect of dying and losing everything, so I need to look into what that really means more to get an idea of how cautious we need to be, because that would be a bummer if we had to start everything over again. In fact, I think probably end the play. What I'm thinking is if it really is that, if it's the worst case where if you die, you lose everything, it's over, you're done, what we might do is attempt to get up to the ambition ending, captain retiring 5,000 sovereigns, and then call it for this Let's Play. I would probably continue to play the game on my own. I would hope that, you know, whether that's 20 episodes or 30 episodes of play, that this would be a good kind of advertisement for the game, and then you might pick it up for yourself. But if it's the kind of thing where dying means, you know, you lose your ship, you lose your crew, you pick a new captain, you start back at level 1 with no sovereigns, but the world state is the same, that's something that I could see wanting to continue with, to keep pushing. But I got to look into what happens, what death really means. I think on my own time, I would probably start with the save scum mode if it turns out that death is really as bad as it could be. So, first things first. Make some money. Give me some supplies, too. Cricket season is nigh. Mr. Sharma of Port Avon will pay for 5 consignments of bronze wood to furnish the village team with bats, bales, stumps, shin pads, protective cups to minimize damage to delicate areas. Port Avon lies to the southwest of New Winchester. Yeah. Delighted by your arrival, the villagers invite you to afternoon tea on the green. There is an alarming surfeit of scones, and you are pressed to take rather a lot of them away with you. Cool. The only other trade prospect I have is nectar for Magdalens. Oh, did I spend those port reports? No. Cool. Okay, so I can still go turn those in and make a shitload of money. Okay. What we need to do, though... no, not that. I need to visit the carpenter. Recruit the Rat Brigade. I think this is... that leads to more mascots, and we already have that Blemigan, so I'm going to leave that for now. Hey, okay, cool. Oh. I don't need more Visions of the Heavens right now. Oh, okay, here we go. Commission the reclusive carpenter to repair the magician's equipment. You've been given a letter and several allegedly magical boxes to deliver to him. Carpenter squints at the letter and gives a quiet harumph. Another one? Fine. Looks like I'll need a scribe spinster. Yes, the whole thing. Dead, of course. Well, looks like we're going to learn how fighting a scribe spinster works, I guess. I definitely need to look into what death does, because yikes. But for now, we're going to call this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back in a few days with on the regular schedule with another episode. Thanks so much.